And I'm gonna do what you do when I ask you to say something when I'm trying to test levels.
Say something. Well, I'm gonna need somebody else to hear it, because...
Hi.
Hello, testing.
Hello,
Is
we're
this thing on?
testing Morbid Coffee's streaming sounds.
Is everything
Somebody else
coming?
should say something?
Welcome to KWMC. This is the home of Morbid Coffee After Dark.
Yeah.
We're
It's me.
broadcasting all night and through to the dawn
Sounds
on
good
the
to me.
all request line.
Sounds good to me.
Alright. Let's do it. Let's start the stream. It's
Do
on
it.
the Stick After Dark. E3 was boring, so we're gonna talk about E3.
I don't know. E3
Yeah, I
was
felt-
pretty much the same as it usually is for me.
We're gonna do
It was a
E3.
A little more underwhelming
Yeah.
than it usually is. I felt like there's a weird thing where there's a couple things I'm super excited about, and a lot of things I just don't give a shit about.
Anyway.
And,
I guess my thing is I never really get too excited about E3. You know,
Anyway, you guys know who we are. I don't want to do introductions.
that's
You can do
Morbid
it if you
Coffee.
want.
I'm
That's
Eric
me.
Allen. Joe Drilling's here.
that's right, I'm here, and you can't get rid of me now, motherfuckers.
Oh
Curtis Adams is here.
Didn't we just go
Is
over
he?
this?
That guy.
That guy, am I right?
Curtis Axel is here.
is Bo Dallas here too?
Uh-huh.
Curtis
Bo
Angel.
Lee on this
Uh-huh.
stream?
Curtis Blow is also here.
That's what I was literally. I was just swallowing my coffee to try and say Curtis Blow.
All right. So yeah, I don't know. Coffee's gonna play some Super Metroid, and we're gonna talk about what happened at E3.
Yeah, we're gonna
'cause,
play
I don't know,
a
we like video
Metroid
games,
game,
and it's fun to
'cause
talk to each other about this stuff.
They should have announced. They should have shown a Metroid game, and they didn't show a Metroid game. And I'm
Yeah, I was
sad,
gonna say, do we
Why
wanna
should
go and-
they have shown a Metroid game?
because they announced it last year.
Okay,
They should have shown something other than fucking Super Smash Brothers everything.
but here's the thing.
I mean, that's the
I
only thing
mean,
they showed, right? They just showed
that was
that.
literally
showed
the
some
only thing they
things.
showed.
That is not
They
the only.
essentially did a patch. A patch.
They had a 45-minute direct, and half an hour of that was Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
I have paid attention to only tangential amounts of this stuff, so
Yeah.
I will be playing the part of the old person wandering into the room, going, "What?"
Fair.
E3.
I did watch some trailers and shit last night, so
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's the most important stuff anyway. There really isn't. It's
Yeah.
E3, man. It's not. It really isn't that. Actually, the best thing that comes out of every E3 is the giant bomb interview segments where they have all the game developers and people come and hang out and
great. And talk about real
and
stuff.
John Drake and Dave Lang and those guys try to ruin each other's careers at the end of the best part of E3. But anyway,
Why Signal says Sony's E3 show, half a good show. I heard
I,
really
like
boring,
a third of a good show.
but Sony's press conference is always kind of boring. Like
I feel like
even
last
when they
year
have
was
good
really
stuff, like it's very
pretty chill, man.
It's yeah.
Here's the
Just like,
thing that
here's
they
some
really.
stuff, now
Here's
a
what they.
montage.
Here's what they really fucked up this year.
hmm.
They made this elaborate set to look like a location in Last of Us 2, and
Mhm.
then they showed a trailer for Last of Us 2, and then they moved everybody to a different room.
Oh
And while
yeah,
they
I
were
understand
doing
there were
that-
4 different rooms.
And then,
Just two.
versus 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Still,
So they got everybody up and like shuffled them all into a different room, and while they were doing that, they went to like the Sony community manager or whatever, and
Right.
he's just like doing what they normally do
like
after
the color
thing.
guy with the telestrator and
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Right, there was that weird thing that they kept kicking it to somebody who was sitting at a table outside the show that looked like a post-show wrap-up or something.
Right. It looked like the Treehouse Live thing, basically, except it was in the middle of the press conference.
Yeah, they did
Why
that several
Signal
times.
says I both want Death Stranding now and also wonder if it would be better if it never comes out and all we get are snippets devoid of complete
it's
context.
the best
So
delivery
that is one of
simulator.
the things I watched,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like,
That chick's jacket is cool.
Okay, her jacket is cool.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, and if it's only ever going to be on
that's the
PlayStation
thing,
stuff, I'm probably never going to get to play it. But it looks
Yeah,
it looks
Leah Sadu.
interesting. I don't know.
She's
Yeah,
sexy.
I'm loving the fucking wild ass trailers that they keep putting out for that. Although I would love the idea that the game itself is just you wandering around the wilderness with some boxes following you around.
some of them
All
have
the
babies.
gameplay
And
they
you
showed-
also have a man
Yeah.
backpack.
The only
True.
gameplay they
Like
showed
a
is
GIMP
that.
backpack,
so.
I guess.
Right, right. That
Yeah.
was like That was the point where I tweeted like, did Alejandro Jodorowsky have a hand
Yeah,
in this
exactly.
game?
So,
Yeah.
so there's been a theory going around
It's
that
Hideo Kojima's
Solid
dude.
Snake is in.
yep,
the...
David Hayter is the baby. Voices the baby.
And
Well, I
all
was
he
gonna
says
say is
goof.
the dude wrapped in the dude backpack was Solid Snake, but he never opens it, so we
The-
never.
But-
we know that the baby is voiced by Elizabeth Taylor, actually.
Oh,
The theory going around is the babies are like extra lives, and I'm kind of okay with that.
Wow, that's kind of fucked up.
Well, that's
Sort of,
it's
but-
like a respawn thing. Like that was how I took it.
I don't
So
even
they just
know.
like crack open the baby and eat its marrow, and
But he
Get-
uses
come
it
back
to
to life.
he uses it to tell him where the invisible gorillas are, which is what I imagine they have to be because they leave handprints when they walk, so
Right.
they must be invisible gorillas.
They're humans. They're like some kind of like remnant of humanity or
time
something.
rain grows the baby up.
They're big babies.
I don't like, dude. It's so weird, and like the gameplay was just walking. Like they didn't show
Yeah.
anything that looked
I
like
wonder,
combat
do
or
you guys-
Did
interacting
he
with
trying to
objects
stealth?
at all.
Yeah.
Stealthing around did not
I don't know.
get
Do you
seen,
guys
but
think maybe those boxes are made out of sapient pear wood? With the luggage from Terry Pratchett's first couple of
yeah,
novels?
that's right. Yeah.
Could be. I don't know.
Um,
Yeah, maybe
is he
this is
are you
secretly a
saying
Terry
that
Pratchett licensed game, a Discworld game?
Are you saying that Norman Reedus is a tourist?
Yeah, maybe. Well, I guess
Yeah.
it could be.
He's got the baby is a little demon that draws pictures for him.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it, but it's
Mads
definitely.
Mikkelsen apparently said he still doesn't understand Death Stranding. I mean, that's
There you
I've
go.
played a lot of his games and I don't necessarily understand them. So
Right.
Yeah, but Metal Gear Solid, I don't understand because it's convoluted. This looks like I'm
Right.
not going to understand it just because it's like aggressively weird, which is fine. I have no problem
Yeah.
with aggressively
I
weird.
don't know. I have a feeling that once you have context for everything, I have a feeling that all this weird shit, if it's anything like the Metal Gear games, then there will be like gobs and gobs of dialogue in the game that
About the
explain exactly
government.
what everything is and exactly what is
you
happening.
should say
every
we'll try
second.
to explain.
Okay, yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like Kojima's games. I really like Metal Gear Solid 5. You may remember if you've been here for a while.
That's okay.
Remember,
So you know,
Fultoning all the dudes was my
listening
favorite.
all the dudes. So
My
I
favorite
mean,
part.
I'm definitely going to play Death Stranding. I don't know if I'll enjoy Death Stranding, but
Yeah.
I'm interested to see
Yeah,
what
are you
he
gonna get
does now that he is like no longer being, because it seemed like he didn't really want to keep making Metal Gear games, and
It
Konami
seemed
kind of
like.
kept making him.
I mean, like where he said over and over and over again, "I don't want to do this."
Well, he said, "I'm not going to do this." He
Right.
never really said, "I don't
And then
want to," or "I don't." like
Konami
doing
tied
it
him up in the
anymore.
basement and beat the shit out of him until he agreed to make another
right,
game.
does-
and
Yeah.
Well-
forced him to spend 4 years of his life making a game.
At least a couple of them seem like they're like aggressively antagonistic towards the audience.
Yeah.
And yet, people still bought them and played them.
Yeah, I own them.
And most of them
I
were pretty good.
own them
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
except for
I would say there's none
the
of those,
acid games. I own the.
I would say
own
there's
them.
none of the mainline Metal Gear Solids that I didn't enjoy at least some of.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed them to varying degrees.
I-
2 and 4, I didn't
I-
enjoy as much.
I tried
as
to
the
play
others.
4 and could not do it. And 5 I played.
You just-
I played like 30 hours of 5 and never even made it to the second area because I just burned out on it.
But I
But
bet
Yeah,
you had
but
a
you
great
played it
time.
for 30
I
hours.
did.
so
During
you-
that
I
time.
forced it on my face.
Yeah.
It's good.
Do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, well, yeah. So, I don't. Are you Kurt? Are you excited about Last of Us 2? I feel like you're the. Were you? You were the one.
I
that
am-
was in the
I am
last-
probably the big Last of Us
Anthony
fan.
was
I am,
also. I feel.
I don't know what to think about The Last of Us 2. I actually didn't get a chance to watch that demo, although
Okay.
I heard, or video. or
There's a
trailer.
lot of
But I
viscera
heard lots
in
of
it.
people say, "Oh wow, same-sex kissing things. Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Or
all the murder,
lesbians.
Yeah.
all the murder."
I saw at
Murder
least a few.
lesbians.
I saw a lot of at least a few people in my Twitter feed though who are a lot more sensitive to violence than I am, who are like, "Oh, this is like too much," and I was like, "This is like the same amount of violence as in almost any mainstream action game at this point." Like,
Yeah, that's why I wanted to watch it to see if I thought
Except-
the same.
The weird thing that I wasn't paying super close attention because I didn't like The Last of Us that much. I
it
sort of
was-
burned out on it about halfway through.
Yeah,
and
I
was
felt
just
like
eh.
the violence in that trailer was like more like slower than it usually is in video games. It was not like Mortal Kombat,
guess some
like
of that.
19 rib cages flying everywhere, or even like Gears of War, where you just like big meaty chunks. You turn people.
I have things to say about that fucking trailer too, but
I mean, it's gonna come down to sort of the difference between like God of War 3 and New God of War. Like
Yeah.
both are really violent and visceral, but yet God of War 3 kind of repulsed me, and I really enjoyed the new one.
so
And some of
I,
that is just how is it presented and what's the context and all that.
of course, there was. There,
mean,
I didn't
none of
see.
it-
I don't remember seeing any clickers in the trailer though, which I thought was strange. It was all people.
I will
if
say-
remember correctly.
Well, so those clickers are
My
mostly
least-
on mobile platforms, right? Not on.
I see what you
Yeah,
did
and
there.
everyone's done away with it because Jeff Bezos says no PowerPoint anymore, so no clickers.
Mhm.
I will say that the human fighting parts of Last of Us are my least favorite parts.
It looks like there's a lot of that. That's the part where I
Yeah.
gave up. There was a human fighting. Actually, the
Did you
human
make it to
fighting
the,
part.
like the hospital?
No.
Okay.
The big fight. There was the big fight at the Capitol, and then a little bit
Yeah.
after that, you go into some sewers, and there's a big
Yeah.
stealth part. And I think that's
Yeah.
where I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I really wasn't feeling Last of Us 2 or the first Last of Us, and then it crashed and lost a bunch of progress. And
No,
there was a bug.
That
with-
will
That
will
happens
easily
there was a
put me
more
off,
than
yeah.
anybody.
there
I know.
was a bug where I was supposed to push a crate and I couldn't push it into the right spot to climb a ladder.
You needed a
just wouldn't give me
forklift.
yeah, that was.
Are you sure you didn't need a skid steer?
I mean, that's what
And I
that's
did
what
not feel
Coffee
like
Cup
restarting the
asking
game.
for.
So, but I wasn't really feeling it anyway. I don't know.
Combat forklifts.
Yeah, I don't know. It was.
What else was?
So
I
I'm not
enjoyed it.
super hype on this.
I
second
enjoyed
episode.
it for a lot of what I played of it. This, but tonally, I liked it. I liked the music was good. Atmospherically, it was nice, but
Yeah, the music was good. The performances were good. The actors.
the performances were
very
good. Yeah. I don't know that we needed another one, but I'm willing to, entertain
Give it a
the
shot.
idea that it might be good.
I would like to see Naughty Dog do something new as well. Even though I
I would
loved
too.
last year, I love the two most recent Uncharted games. I liked them both, but I
Yeah,
would like to
but I'd
see
like
them
to see
branch
them
out
do a
and
new
do
thing.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot 6.
What else was it? Sony.
Spider-Man.
Crash Team
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
So Spider-Man looks like Spider-Man by way of Arkham Asylum. and I'm
Spider-Man
totally
looks
fine
like a
with that.
combination of Arkham Asylum and Infamous, which
Right.
then I had to keep reminding myself this wasn't
That's
a
Sucker Punch.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sucker Punch did have
when
a
I
game,
saw
yeah.
that, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna play this.
So Sucker Punch is doing that samurai thing that I'm like only into because it's Sucker Punch and I like their games
Ghost
a
of
lot.
Tsushima.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, they're doing that. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
Sucker
good.
Punch. I
didn't
like
realize that was
Sucker
them.
Punch, but that game looks like totally, like, oh, it's another action thing with swords.
It seemed
Doing that again.
the fighting looked more like Bushido Blade, kind of
Yeah.
like with the
Go
sword
on.
strikes being
Kinda.
more mean, not like in Dark Souls, like or whatever. Some things just have a ton of health and it takes a bunch of hits to knock them down. Watching that the
You
little
knock them
bit
down,
that they
and then
showed,
get up again.
yeah, watching the little bit that they showed of that, it looked a little bit more like actual sword play.
And they
So I
drink a
don't know
whiskey
how that'll
drink
work.
and a vodka drink.
I was really excited when I thought it was a new Way of the Samurai, and I got very upset when they announced the actual title.
Well, that was
Maybe
that
it's a
was the
spiritual sequel.
so that was the other weird thing
Yeah,
about
that'd be
Sony's
dope.
The other way of the
conference.
samurai.
Sony's and Nintendo's is that a lot of this stuff had already been announced, right?
Yeah.
Like we knew.
Well,
we
Sony said,
knew
like, a
Ghost
month
of
ago-
Tsushima- Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah,
They-
that they weren't going to announce anything, and they didn't really.
I'm
so.
trying not to get to the thing that I'm going to talk about a lot because I don't want to just
Yeah,
start
we'll save that for
monologuing,
the
but
I have opinions on that as well. Well, there was a short teaser for the new Remedy
Oh, I
thing,
know what
which is
that
called
is.
Control.
yeah, that actually looks cool.
That
I
looks cool,
actually-
yeah. Although Quantum Break looked cool and that was announced and didn't
That's
turn out to be
true.
quite so cool. So
That's true.
I have that. I still have not played it though. So
You haven't played it at
maybe
all?
I'll maybe I'll
Quantum
be the
Break.
one that likes it. Yeah.
You might be.
I don't know, man.
You're
I always
just that iconoclast.
I want.
So
I
Kurt,
always
does that
want
mean
to
you're not
love
one of?
Remedy things? So I don't know. We'll see.
I still haven't played. I've owned Alan Wake. We talked about Alan Wake as a group more than probably any other game ever.
Have we?
I've owned. We
know.
talked about.
That can't be right.
I don't think we
have a
spent the
podcast,
most time
we talk-
talking
not the
about
most
it, but
time,
it comes
but the
up
most
very
info.
often.
Yeah, and then I bought it for like $6 at one point, like years ago, and I still haven't played it. But I own it. I
liked
need to
I
actually
liked
get
it in
it
like 2009 when it came out. I don't know how I would feel about it now.
Yeah.
But I mean, that thing looks cool because it looks like it's really trying to.
It looks like
There's a thing I
Psyop.
like. There's a thing I like where
Looks
games
like
now
fucking
are.
Psyops.
I never played that. That was a Midway thing, right?
Yeah, Psyops is dope.
But it seems like a lot of game makers are now trying to make games about superhero type antics that actually let you use those powers in the ways that you want to and have wanted to since the Super NES era or the NES era, where it's like that game looks like, okay, you're like a psychic who can throw things with your mind and like you can just grab any fucking thing and whip it at bad guys and like who cares if it's broken? That's fucking dope. And I'm in for for that.
You should check out Psyops. I don't know how that's like what that would be like 2004 or something. I don't know how that holds
That's a
up.
PlayStation 2 game, right?
Yeah, that game was hella cool back in the day.
I will look into that. I've been trying to get more PlayStation 2 games because, like, right now, PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox era stuff is
Cheap
like
as
the
hell.
cheapest stuff to collect
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
I bet you can get Psyops for less than $5.
I probably could have gotten it at Midwest Gaming Classic in that stack of disc-only games I got, and I just didn't know that I should have been looking for it. But now I know. So
Yeah,
next-
Psyops is cool. Or it was, yeah, it looks like it's $3 on Amazon.
nice.
Anyway, so what else? Control,
What else was
Kingdom
Sony?
Hearts, more Kingdom Hearts stuff.
So wait, the Kingdom Hearts thing was Kingdom Hearts 1 remake or something?
There was a Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 package, and also there was
Okay, sure.
Kingdom Hearts 3. I
The
think
new
Kingdom
but that
Hearts
was
1
on
and 2
Xbox.
are. I think that re-release is part of Kingdom Hearts 3's release. I think that's
Okay.
They announced both. They did show a new trailer at Sony, and it
yeah.
was Pirates of the Caribbean again, because
Yeah.
people were clamoring for that.
You know what? I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and I barely remember anything about either of them, except that the story was hilariously overwrought and in a way
What?
that I kind of enjoyed, but not for the reasons that it's like. It seems like there are some people who sincerely enjoy the Kingdom Hearts
Right.
story, which is
Seems
not a
problematic,
comprehensible position to me, but to each their own, I guess. I don't know. I enjoyed messing around in the Disney stuff, and the gameplay was like so action platforming stuff.
I
So
would-
Coffee,
Yeah.
hang on. Coffee, I have a question for you.
Yes,
Are you playing Super Metroid with the fucking keyboard?
yes.
Get the fuck.
he speed runs fucking Super Metroid with mouse and keyboard. Anyway, and then the last big thing at Sony is probably the thing Joe wants to talk about the most. So let's do it. Let's talk about the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
Showed Resident Evil 2.
Wait, that was what he wanted to talk about?
I made an extremely bold prediction.
No, he wanted to
after
talk
Capcom.
about that Rick and Morty thing.
Yeah, it's not actually. It's just from the guy who
No,
made.
yes, it's from the Rick and Morty.
That looked really like I was not. I looked at that.
That
and I
was
was like,
so
that's-
bad that it made me uncomfortable. And I've seen
I like
the
cringed a little bit.
seasons of Rick and Morty, and I liked it, and that looked really fucking bad. That looked like somebody imitating the Rick and Morty style.
That
I
looked like-
enjoy
it looked
Rick
like
and
Seth
Morty, and
Rogen.
even within the Rick and Morty universe, there's some stuff that I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yep.
that
Too
looked like
much.
Seth Rogen trying to do Rick and Morty. That's what that trailer felt like to me.
It wasn't
That's
Like,
that's
or not Seth Rogen, Seth MacFarlane. Sorry.
Seth
Oh.
MacFarlane. Yeah, I agree with that.
Seth Rogen's
Anyway,
actually funny.
Resident
Anyways,
Evil 2 remake.
Resident Evil 2. So
It looks bad.
We knew they were. I don't think it looks bad actually. I think
It
looks
looks
good.
bad. No, I mean it looks
Oh, it
bad.
looks bad. Okay. I
Like
got it.
the character designs are fucking terrible.
So it's made in a game engine that was originally made to not show your main character,
Mhm.
which is interesting.
how's
But-
it, what?
But this
This
is
is made in the
my
RE
problems
engine,
with-
which was used for RE7.
Yeah. So my problems
Oh, I
are
see.
my problems are with the character designs and not the graphics necessarily.
I mean, Leon still looks pretty much like Leon.
No, he doesn't. He looks like a fucking dork.
It's
I
like
mean,
a
he
baby.
looks like a dork, but he looks more like a doofus now. I don't know. Something's wrong. He looks
Is
more
he
like
dork
a guy.
or is he doofus?
Yeah, make up
I
your
don't know,
mind.
something's
Come on.
wrong. I don't know.
So it
And Claire looks like a 5-year-old.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Sherry? Sherry actually is like a 5-year-old. So.
Look at that picture of Claire. She looks like a teenager.
Well, aren't
She's
they?
supposed to be young. They're supposed to be really young. They're supposed to be like 20 or something.
Yeah, but she
Japanese
looks,
games,
she,
though, is
she does not
really
look
weird.
like she has gone through puberty yet in
I
the
don't.
trailer.
I'm watching his trailer. And
Not sure I.
If this were an anime, she would be a 200-year-old. Right. Like that's what she looks. I don't know. She looks very wrong to me.
So, well, I mean, they're not like overtly sexualizing her. So, I mean, at least there's that. They
Look
showed
at this
like one
picture,
shot of
man.
her face. Like,
She looks like she's 10.
I don't know what picture you keep saying. Look at this picture, and I don't know what
It's
picture.
like
you're
the
talking
picture of the box art. Here, I'll put it in the Discord chat.
Like, I thought you had, and then I looked, and I'm like, there's nothing here. I don't know. What
Yeah, I
picture
did the
you're talking about.
So did you see the gameplay trailer that GameSpot put up today?
I watched 20 minutes of someone playing through the demo.
I
And then I watched someone at Capcom play through the demo.
So there's
during
one
some
thing
Twitch
that's
earlier
like
today.
not necessarily turning me off, but making me laugh unintentionally, and it's Leon yelling "You asshole" every time he shoots
Yeah.
a zombie.
Fuck! Jesus Christ, you asshole! I thought that too. I'm like, tone it down a little bit with Leon swearing every time a monster appears. Yeah, I guess she looks. She looks really weird in this.
Yeah, that's why I said that the character designs are fucking terrible, man.
She's got bitchy resting face.
Yeah, but she also looks like she's
doesn't-
8.
She looks weirder in this still than she did in the trailer.
I don't think she looks 8.
I don't think she looks 8. But
12?
She looks weird.
Prepubescent,
man.
at least. Come on, man. Anyway,
Anyway,
she looks terrible. It's
Um,
terrible. It looks terrible.
That I won't disagree with.
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I'm not. It's also not finished, so I mean, it's got 7 months before it actually comes out.
Yeah, what did they do to you?
But also, like,
He's
honestly,
a butt chin now.
the faces.
It's like Bruce Campbell, which is not a bad thing, I guess.
Not a bad thing. The faces in Resident Evil 7 didn't always look great either. Like
Or no,
some of
he
the,
looks-
some of the close-ups on Mia, I was kind of like,
What's that
yeah,
guy
this
from
does not look
Firefly? That's who he
fantastic.
looks like. The guy that was the doctor.
Nathan Fillion. Oh, the guy that was the doctor.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about.
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up because that's the vibe I'm getting. But anyway, so yeah, what did?
What was that? Is that Alan?
No.
No.
I don't watch Firefly. So I'm just like, who's in the cast?
He's not a guy that you would have recognized if you didn't watch it.
Okay.
Sean Meyer.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm
Yep,
thinking of.
you're right. I don't know who that is. So,
I guess the other
but
guy.
in terms of the
but-
gameplay and everything, it looks like what I wanted. Really, candidly, from a remake of
It
Resident
looks
Evil.
like I don't know, man. The
2.
last time they made a third-person action Resident Evil didn't turn out.
So this
well.
one doesn't look super actiony, and they've talked a lot about how they've reduced the number of enemy encounters. And
Well,
all
there's at
the-
least one campaign in that game that's also not super actiony, and it's still fucking trash.
Yeah, I vaguely remember.
Yeah,
Which one are you talking about?
I think it's the. I don't remember. Is it the Leon stuff? I don't remember.
Oh
which-
yeah, the Leon stuff was a lot of running around and just like yeah,
Uh-huh.
okay, right. But this looks a lot more in tune with Resident Evil 7 to me.
I mean, it's hard to make any of these value judgments based on 45 seconds of footage.
Well, right. Well, like I said, I watched 20 minutes of
here we are.
gameplay from I think GameSpot, and then I watched the actual Capcom the Capcom stream from the
Okay.
E3 show floor today, and they played through the demo with the producers.
Okay, I didn't know about that because I've just been. I watched
So,
the press conferences. That's about it.
It's really obvious that the HUD and everything and that stuff is like it's the same as Resident Evil 7, right? Like the X prompt to open doors and move stuff out of the way and all the interactive stuff is all the same as Resident Evil 7. They can't do the wrist thing for the health because it's not first person. So your health appears when you take damage and then it fades away. So the HUD is very uncluttered, which I feel like you're a fan of. And it retains the like ammo crafting stuff, so you can find gunpowder, and I kind of liked. I didn't like that at first in Resident Evil 7, but eventually it grew on me, and I like the idea of
Yeah, it was
being able to
simple
decide
enough.
what kind of ammo I wanted or needed in a
Yeah.
particular situation.
Yeah, it was simple enough that it gave you some options, but also just it worked out to be that you had limited ammo in the same way you would in a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, and I wonder, it wasn't immediately apparent that there's a hotkey to heal, which is the thing I really liked about Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
But it might have been just the person playing the demo, especially in the GameSpot footage, like didn't know there was a hotkey to heal, and so never used it. There's a hotkey for knife, which is nice. And they didn't bring back, or at least as far as we've seen so far, they didn't bring back defensive weapons from the remake of 1, like per se, but you can use the knife like that. So like if a zombie attacks you, there's like a button you can hit to like stab them with the knife to not get bit, but then you have to kill that zombie and retrieve your knife, otherwise you lose it. Which I think is cool. I actually always liked it. I thought that was like a huge missed opportunity in games that came after the remake to not have those defensive weapons, the flashbangs and the little daggers, like available in future games.
Yeah, I mean, those were a thing specific to that type of Resident Evil, though. Like, I don't know if you you wouldn't have needed those in Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 7.
Right. I meant more like Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it's like it was a very valuable tool in that style of overhead perspective, third person tank control. But
well, this one, it seems like judging by what I've seen so far, which again is about, I don't know, 30 minutes of gameplay, give or take, of one section. The zombies are more similar to the molded in RE7, and like they take a lot of, like, even headshots, they take like several headshots, and there's definitely an element of like, if you don't have to fight this thing, you should not fight it, because they're much more of a threat than they have been in any of the post Resident Evil 4 games up until 7, where the molded were actually a threat again.
It's interesting to see a third-person Resident Evil where you can't roundhouse kick the zombies like throughout the entire game.
Yeah. Which is interesting because in some of the DLC for 7, you can punch. You can, like, Chris can like explode molded heads by punching them in the Not a Hero DLC. And then there's another DLC later where you play as like Zoe's uncle, and all he does is punch. He can only punch, and then you get a robot arm at the end. It's pretty dope. It's super ridiculous, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, it's weird that you can't just like DDT or my favorite thing in RE4 is to kneecap dudes and then belly to belly suplex them and explode their heads by doing that. And as part of me is disappointed you can't do that.
Well, this is rookie cop.
Yeah,
Kennedy,
right,
so
right.
it's not he hasn't learned all those moves just yet. You know?
Right. But I don't know. I mean, basically, based on what I've seen of it so far, and listening to the producers talk about it, I'm still not totally clear if there are separate campaigns for Leon and Claire, or if you just switch off more.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say, does this maintain
Code
the
Veronica
Zucker stuff or?
There was I read like a comment that was like there's campaigns for each of them, but it also wasn't clear on if they're sort of intertwined or if it's specifically like the zapping system.
There is one good news that came out of it.
That
They confirmed Hunk and Tofu. Hunk and Tofu are still in it.
Yep. Hunk and Tofu
They are.
are still
Or
in it.
K-Tofu.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yes, they are. Y Signal says, I haven't played the original RE2 yet. I wonder if I should just be ahead to do that, honestly. You should definitely play the original Resident Evil 2 because it's like either
It's
the
the best of
first or
those type of
second best
games.
Resident Evil.
It's the best of that style of Resident Evil. It's easily the best. If you think you can like hang with the tank controls in 2018, then yeah, you should play it for sure. So good.
No, the N64 version lets you turn off the tank controls, but it's also really ugly.
Yeah, the GameCube
So-
version is very nice.
Yeah, the GameCube and Dreamcast version
versions
looks.
too. Those are more expensive. They're harder to get your hands on. But they're both good versions of that game. Yeah, I don't know. I have very mixed feelings about
He
what
says I think a podcast said RE2 is aliens to RE's Alien, which sounds like a good sell to me. I'm not sure that that's a 100%. I think like
Patrick Klepek said
RE4.
that.
Yeah, I think RE4 is aliens to RE2's Alien.
Yeah.
That's probably how I would say it. But yeah, I don't know. It's super good. I mean, I would say that the only other game of that style in the series that even gives it any competition is the remake of 1.
Right. Yeah, see, that's why I'm kind of torn, because I kind of just wanted this to be like that. Like, this could be very good, but it ain't Resident Evil 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
get
there's
that.
a very specific style of playing Resident Evil games of that vintage, and just to drop that completely in favor of a more modern third.
So I
person
don't know that they've dropped it completely. I mean, they've dropped the
Look,
they've
man,
dropped the camera
if it doesn't
angles and
if it
stuff,
doesn't have the dynamic camera angles, then they've dropped it completely. Because that is what those games are like. That's the defining factor of those games is, room-oriented controls and the weird camera angles that you can pull off with that. When you drop all that, then it just becomes a modern game for the most part.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. I don't know. But I'm
Not that I don't think this will be good. It's just like in my mind, what I see is Resident Evil 2, but done in the Resident Evil 1 remake style, and that ain't what this is.
no, that ain't what this is.
Which, like I said, that for other people that might be better, but that's kind of what I would have wanted. But I'm not sure
I totally
that
get that.
like they would not have put as much budget into that, because that game definitely does not have the potential to sell as well as something that's a little bit more
Right.
updated. So.
Right. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think if this had come on the heels of Resident Evil 6, I would be totally lukewarm
Yeah.
on it.
Also, yeah, when they put back into third person mode and just thinking of how terrible Resident Evil 6 was, it makes me also.
It doesn't
cautious,
feel it.
but-
It does, based on the footage I've seen and what the producers were saying, it does not feel like Resident
Yeah.
Evil 6.
Well, we'll see how often they wrest camera control away from you as you're trying to play the game. That'll be the
hopefully not.
determining factor.
How
yeah.
often they
don't know.
Claire's HUD is totally different. Or-
Man.
oh man.
I don't know, I've been watching some of this video and it's okay. I don't, like I said, I'm like cautiously optimistic. When is it? It's not until 2019.
January.
January 25th. Yeah.
Okay.
The only other thing I'll say is that there's a digital special edition or whatever that's $10 more.
Yeah.
That includes the thing that I saw about it, and I made a joke. I was like, "What is this?" And Coffee was like, "It's just skins." And I was like, "Ah, fuck you, you cynical bastard." And he's like, "No, seriously, here's a link to like what it is." And I'm like, "What? Like it's just skins. This is bullshit."
Resident Evil 2 is great.
But the one thing that
To be fair, you
that
could
I think-
unlock special costumes in Resident Evil 2 if you found
That's true.
the secret key.
Well, but the one thing that I thought was super dope that I hope is either available separately or like if there's DLC, I'll probably get the season pass anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter. But there's an option in the special edition that you can play it with the original soundtrack from the PlayStation version, and
Okay.
that soundtrack is fucking seriously fantastic
Good.
and like
Very
has
good.
some super haunting pieces, and I think that's really cool. So yeah, I guess that's anything else about Sony that before we move on
I
to,
think that's it.
we're doing Nintendo or Microsoft?
I mean,
next?
Nintendo was Smash Brothers, right? Super Mario Party.
Nintendo was Mario Party, which
don't-
like I
I don't
fucking
care about
hate
either
Mario
of those
Party.
things. Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
Mario Party either.
Smash Brothers. I mean, I like Smash Brothers, but not enough. Like by the time they were like, once it was obvious that they were just going to spend like 25 minutes talking about that, I was like, okay, can we?
Yeah.
I don't need this much. Like all they really had to say for me was like everybody is in it, and I would have been like, cool,
Yeah, that's
I'm
cool.
hyped. Sounds great.
Plus some new characters. That's good.
Yep. And Ridley. There's Ridley.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm gonna have to elaborate on every one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about like weirdly specific things that I just don't give a shit about because I'm not playing
Yeah.
Pro Smash. But I sent Coffee a link to an article on thehardtimes.net about how they're adding the guy who only wants to play Melee as a playable character, which is
So what else?
They announced a game by the Armored Core guy, and I'm super excited about that.
yeah, that was like the first thing too, and I was just like, what is this? What's going on?
Where was that?
The very first thing they showed was like the awful trailer, and it was terrible. And then they showed actual gameplay during the Treehouse stream, and it looks kind of good. It's basically
What
Monster
was
Hunter with
that?
mechs, but the whole mechanic of getting new weapons is ripping the weapons off other robots and putting them on you like Einhander.
Cool. All right.
Mm,
That could be cool. That's something. I don't know what I was hoping for from Nintendo, but I was hoping for something more than just Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess they're not gonna. Actually the thing I was hoping most for was like a Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 adopted for Switch.
that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Like I'd be all about that. I'd
Yep.
happily pay 50 or 60
I would-
bucks for those games.
yeah, I would plunk my money down immediately for that.
Yeah.
Or Mario. I'm still surprised Mario Maker is not.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to do some things to that because it doesn't have the tablet TV
Yeah.
functionality. And
Yeah,
same thing with
yeah.
Super Mario Brothers, or what the fuck was the
3D World?
Mario 3D World? Yeah. I'm surprised that hasn't been announced as
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
either. Like that seems like a total no-brainer.
I feel like that was not too reliant on the tablet, really.
No,
there was some stuff where you had to blow into the microphone, I guess,
Yeah.
but like they could.
Yeah, they
figure
can
it out.
they can do that
You can
pretty
do away
easily.
with it.
So yeah, I don't. I don't.
wanted to know
the
when you-
Switch just
when
seems
the-
like the home of shovelware at this point. It doesn't seem like Switch had like Zelda and Mario was pretty good, and then it's just been like Wii U ports.
Well,
and
they
I
probably
had a
did
Wii
Smash
U,
Brother
but-
just to shut everyone the fuck up.
Yeah,
Because here's some Nintendo working for Nintendo stories. So
yeah.
I worked
I
over
guess
for 10 months, and the one question I got every single fucking day was, when are you gonna make Smash Brothers on the Switch?
Yeah, Smash Brothers is pretty
And you
popular.
said, I am not going to do anything, buddy.
I told him it was canceled, and one guy got really upset and freaked out.
Yeah, so that's
Didn't you know the guy that does that died?
I don't know. I'm gonna
They're
my
not
Switch.
making it out of respect.
It's been a while since I touched my Switch, and I think it's gonna be a while until I pick it up
What
again.
if
I
I
wanna
told you
know-
Hollow Knight was out right now?
I've
Yeah.
done played that already, but you guys should buy and play that game because it's fucking
You
good.
should buy and play that game because it is great.
All
I
right,
saw
so
somebody on Twitter say that they were getting Hollow Knight, or Hollow Knight gave them Cuphead vibes, like from the art, and I was like, that's really
What?
weird.
that's not accurate.
Technically, they both look like cartoons, I guess.
Yeah, I mean Hollow
That's
Knight.
like-
Yeah, it's not pixelated, so it has a very clean art style, but it's definitely not
It doesn't,
anything
yeah, it doesn't look anything
like Cuphead,
Cuphead.
whatsoever.
I don't. I was really. I wanted to know
EA,
when
Battlefield
they-
5,
There's a woman on the cover, so I'm boycotting it. Sorry.
No Skate 4.
Unravel 2, co-op Unravel. Actually, you know, Anthem looks pretty fucking cool. I'm if that's
I
just
want to
like
look at the trailer for Anthem. That's one I haven't.
Yeah.
checked out yet.
That's the
If-
BioWare thing. right?
Anthem
Yeah.
basically just looks like Destiny 2, but with mechs. So
I'm saying. I
I'm
feel
down
like
for
like
that.
Anthem looked a lot like Destiny.
yeah, it does. But I'm into that. I'm fine with that. That's if it's as good as Destiny, then it'll be like my 11th favorite game that I played that year. Which is a
Except you're
huge
like
step up
Iron Man,
from-
right, or whatever.
Yeah, it's a huge step up from fucking Mass Effect Andromeda, which I never even touched, given how sad the people that I knew that like Mass Effect were that played it.
Yeah.
So
Y Signal
Um,
says he's curious about Control. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. We're
yeah,
all pretty interested in
anything.
whatever Remedy's up to.
Yep, I'm always interested in what like the people that put out fucking Max Payne. I'm always going to be interested in what they do.
I wish every game had that Dick in a Bear Trap grimace, though.
Absolutely.
I was waiting for that to come up.
Nintendo.
That's what we've talked more about than Man. Wait.
The Dick in a Bear Trap grimace.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, EA really had nothing because EA doesn't really.
I
make
didn't
video
even
games
watch.
I
anymore.
will say my favorite thing about the EA conference is they started off E3 saying no one cares about single player games anymore, and the entire E3 conference was all single player games.
the entire E3 was what?
Yeah, Terry 3 1.
Almost everything in the E3 was single player games after
Oh,
day
except for
one when
EA.
EA said no one cares about single player games anymore.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Right. And everybody talked about single player games. Yeah.
Square had what? New Tomb Raider,
Nothing.
new
Dude.
Dragon Quest.
No, wait, it's not actually Square anymore, but I was going to say new Hitman. I am in for more Hitman 2016.
That's not Square. That's
That's not Square anymore.
That's
It's
being
Warner
published by
Brothers
Warner's.
now. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
being published by
but-
Warner.
I was.
I actually would have pre-ordered it to play that multiplayer thing on the stream tonight, but it's not. There was no pre-order link on Amazon, and I'm not pre-ordering from anywhere else.
There is now.
Is there now? Okay.
Yeah.
well,
Because I pre-ordered it.
now
You
it's
also-
too late.
I-
Oh, did
you
you
know
play
what?
the sniper thing? Did you check out the
I
sniper?
haven't.
The two-player sniper.
No, I just
know what?
downloaded it, but I haven't.
I'm
played it.
I'm into
should
the
do that
ultimate
this weekend.
features of Captain Spirit. That looks cute. And if
I
it's
didn't
free
play
on
Life
PC,
is Strange, so
then I'm down for that. I like Life is Strange. It has its flaws. It has some awkward writing in some places, but it's a net like good thing.
It is the net good thing.
Yeah. And then there's like a new Platinum game that they're publishing that
but they haven't.
trailer
said what
doesn't.
it is, right?
No, it doesn't really look like. It's called Babylon's Fall, and it looks kind of like Dark Souls. Like there's a huge
Question
castle that
is,
looks like.
which version of Platinum made it?
Yeah, but then there's also like ships that look like I don't know what the fuck this game is. I'm watching this trailer
Was
right
that also the conference where? What was the Elijah Wood thing? Who's doing that? Is that Ubisoft or is that Square?
I think that was Ubisoft.
because that was like the only thing out of the Ubisoft conference that I was like, oh, that looks dope. I'm in
Yeah.
for like whatever.
Just Cause 4. I don't.
Elijah Wood's weird horror thing. Just Cause 4. It'll be fun for 2 hours, just like every other Just Cause
They
game.
showed a 10-minute trailer of Tomb Raider that looked like the silent trailer with the mummy, and then it involved Lara Croft stabbing people for 10
There was no
minutes.
screaming Tom Cruise though. If there had been a screaming
Somebody
Tom
made that
Cruise-
video like today, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
They put the trailer sound over it.
I don't know. I still have to play Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I heard was better than Tomb Raider because I was
Yeah.
not super.
I
high on
own
Tomb
that. I
Raider.
have not touched it yet, though.
I
I didn't
would
like that
agree that
first
it.
Tomb Raider, so
I agree that it was better.
okay. If I didn't like the first one, is there a chance that I will like that second one?
It depends on what you didn't like about the first one.
I didn't really like anything about it.
It's more.
I feel like the tone of the like person trapped in the wilderness trying to survive was totally like out of sync with what you were actually doing most of the time, and that's why I didn't like it. So
Yeah.
I just wanted more like. I just felt like I was playing a subpar Uncharted the whole time, kind of. Like I felt like I was playing Uncharted 3, but with more arrows. And I was just like, eh.
I mean, that's rough.
you make it
Wasn't-
sound like a Kid
wasn't
Icarus
that bad.
sequel. Okay.
So I don't know. The second one looked like it did some to add more
Yeah.
of the like fun
The tomb
exploration
puzzle
stuff I
solving
really like
stuff.
from
Yeah.
Uncharted.
Yeah, the tomb stuff was good, and the stuff not the tombs was better.
I don't
Okay,
I just fell into a
Okay.
hole.
I'll have to
Nice.
check that out.
Good
Some
news,
Jack
one
and
of the selling
Daxter.
points in the new game
Oh.
is tombs.
Yeah.
How are the Jack and Daxter games these days, Kurt?
That is a good question. I just started
Okay.
playing one. I'm like, it's okay.
You started playing one?
Did you play
Yeah,
them back
Jack-
when they came
I
out?
did. I played them
Okay.
all back when they came out, and they had a sale, and we're like,
Yeah,
$3 for all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay.
yeah. I like
see how
2
it
quite
is.
a bit. 2 was very good.
I like 2 a lot.
Yeah.
Lots of people really hated 2, but I thought it was fun.
Two
Yeah,
was
I
actually
agree
my
with that.
favorite of the Jack and Daxter games.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're all in the Jack and Daxter 2 bandwagon. Ubisoft, Just Dance.
I wanna play that the Elijah Wood horror thing. That
So-
looks
so
fucking
wait,
creepy.
so what I
Look at
heard-
that.
It started with Just Dance. That is
Yep.
coming to the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
So, huh?
Just
They
Dance
still
is
make
the
those
modern day
for the
Madden.
Wii.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Madden is also the modern day Madden, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, there
I
was
mean,
a
they don't
Dreamcast
make Madden games
like
for
3 years
PlayStation
ago,
2
so-
anymore, so
They're doing a pirate thing, kind of loosely based on the
they're making you
Loosely based on
finish.
Sea of
Creed
Thieves.
pirate thing.
They're making you finish Beyond Good and Evil 2 for them for no compensation.
What?
That apparently is not true. The no compensation.
The way they worded it made it sound very
Yes,
shady.
everyone said that, and then immediately everyone on Twitter was like, "Oh, it turns out HitRecord does pay people, so that might
Okay.
not be a thing."
What
I
are they
don't
doing?
know what
Like-
the details of it are, but
They're basically
essentially-
crowdsourcing parts of the game to fans.
Like textures or like
Yeah, and
models
then
or
the way
stuff,
the way
or-
they made it sound was that they were gonna work with you, and you were gonna make the things for the game, and they were gonna put it in the game for no compensation, like
Oh.
on stage, and a lot of people got very pissed about that.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I mean, are they talking just like they're gonna like include like some kind of mod support?
It's basically like artist exposure, more
Is
or
it supposed
less.
to be like a contest? Is
No.
that what the thing is?
It's exposure. It's like you're an artist. We're gonna give you exposure.
Yeah, but I guess I'm not entirely clear what people are supposed to be making. Like, you can't just make
Everything.
a section game. That's not how
Like
that works.
textures. The way they advertise it
You
with
can
like
make art,
posters
you
in
can make
game, I
models
guess.
and stuff. But
But-
yeah, okay, yeah. See, like that sounds like a contest, like marketing thing. I don't
But
know.
then they went on and say like, "Oh, well, you're gonna have a
But you
bigger
don't
part
win
in this
anything.
game too." Like,
I don't even like. What does it even have to do with Beyond Good and Evil except for they're pig people? Like,
I don't know.
I don't think they know what they're doing with that game either.
yeah, I don't know. Ubisoft. I didn't even watch the actual thing, the actual Ubisoft
Yeah.
thing. That was one where I just caught the stuff after.
So what else? New
Uh,
Trials.
Is there new trials?
like
Really?
that.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They
It's
announced
coming
new
to the
Trials.
Switch.
Yeah, it's coming soon too. Like not like immediately, but like next year, I think, early next year. I don't know. I didn't play the last Trials,
I
but
played a bunch of it, but I didn't play the completion.
Trials HD. That wasn't the last one. Was
no, Trials HD was like
Trials
3 Trials.
Evolution?
it? Evolution. Okay. So Xbox had there are people who are like Xbox.
Trials
hasn't-
Fusion was the most recent
Fusion.
Was Fusion mode? I thought
one.
Evolution was.
Yeah, no, Evolution, HD, Evolution, then Fusion. So HD and Evolution were the ones that I played a shitload of, and then Fusion I didn't play because
I think HD is the only one that I've played.
Yeah, great game. HD is also the best one, probably.
Yeah.
So
So
what else?
the Microsoft conference was.
We're not done with Ubisoft yet,
They
man.
announced
Oh,
a
I
new
thought you
Assassin's
were
Transference is the horror thing that you were talking
Transference, yeah.
That
That's
was
what it's
pretty
called.
They announced a new Assassin's Creed.
I'm shocked. I can't believe they're working on a new
You
Assassin's
can play as a
Creed.
lady this time.
about. Okay.
Well, it wasn't
You
too
have
hard to
been able
animate her.
play as a
No,
lady
they went
previously.
back on the word.
Yeah, they figured it out.
They
Yeah.
figured out how to animate ladies. And
There was new. There's a
We're
new.
not gonna let
Doom.
that investment go.
There's a new Doom coming out.
That wasn't
Yeah.
that wasn't at Ubisoft.
That's not
though.
Ubisoft.
No,
I thought we were
that's
talking about
Bethesda.
Ubisoft.
What if they announced
done with
Doom
it.
at
We're
every
moving on.
You get all
conference?
bitchy about.
Oh, so
we're
what
not
I
done
tried
with
to move
Ubisoft,
on-
and- yeah, exactly.
I know. Well, I was just there really isn't anything else.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to.
No, there's
move
that
on.
Star Fox thing. Ubisoft is working with Nintendo. They had
Well, it's a
Shigeru
thing.
Miyamoto came out.
Yeah, it's a
hang on.
thing that. Well, also, there's a new DLC for the Rabbids, Mario Rabbids.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong one.
With Donkey Kong.
It's supposed to be 10 hours long.
What?
That's what they said.
10 hours?
How long was the game?
That's like a third of the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty significant expansion.
That's. I mean, if it's only how much is it? $20, $10.
I have
$20?
no idea.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't
anyway,
think I'm ready to play more of that. Honestly,
the
Kinda
Star
shit.
Fox thing isn't really a Star Fox thing, though, right? It's like a
No.
Toys to Life thing that's like
Yeah.
a space thing, and then the Switch version will have
Star Fox
Fox
stuff.
McCloud and the R-wing or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what to think about that. Honestly.
Nintendo and Ubisoft. It's like a real
Yeah.
hot romance right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but on this list, there's the next one is Bethesda, which was like Rage 2.
I don't really know what to make of Rage 2. I didn't play Rage 1 because it was like not really well received.
Yeah. Same.
So I just kind of bowed out. But I'm in for more Doom 2016.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what that
for
is.
that.
I mean, it's just Doom 2. It's Doom on
Yeah,
Earth.
it's on Earth. Yeah.
I mean, it's not Hexen, so that's fine. Um,
Honestly, if Bethesda got that team to make a new Hexen, I'd probably be into that too.
absolutely. Yeah.
I played a pretty fair amount of Hexen was the second one, right? Yeah, I played a pretty
Yeah,
fair amount of that.
that's what-
Actually. I like that
that
game.
was the joke, yeah.
Yeah. Heretic, Hexen, I actually liked.
What were you saying,
But-
Kurt?
Yeah,
I was gonna say they also announced Fallout 76,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which was teased earlier, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And then I found out, well, it's all multiplayer focused, and it's not a real like single player thing.
Yeah.
So I was tempered, but then I watched the Danny O'Dwyer, who does the no clip stuff, which I've touted before.
yeah,
Embedded with them for like 6 weeks.
yeah.
And did a history of them, and then did a whole like 40-minute thing on that, which I guess they showed at some point during E3, like on Jeff Keighley's show or something. Anyway, I watched that last night, and that made me more interested again. So we'll see.
It's stupid enough for me to want to play it.
It's like rurally set, isn't it? Like that's the vibe I
Set
got.
in West Virginia,
But, yeah.
and it turns out that each essentially realm is apparently going to be all of this is subject to change, is apparently going to be limited to 24 people,
Hmm.
and you run around and do stuff, and there's like public questy kind of things like you would see in like Fates and Final Fantasy 15 or
like
stuff in
Destiny or
Warhammer
whatever.
Online or exactly or Destiny.
Hmm.
So there's some stuff like that, and big bosses and things that you can fight together.
Yeah.
There's
Bosses
crafting
in the
you can
game.
do. You can build settlement shit and stuff like that.
So it's an MSMORPG, a moderately sized multiplayer. online
Yeah.
role-playing game.
It's an MMORPG, but the first M is
Do
modern.
you? I wonder if you always drop into the same instance of that world, or if you just like pick up and it like.
They said you
It
can
sounded
server
like
hop and
you-
keep your
yeah.
inventory.
Right.
Okay.
It sounded like you didn't necessarily.
Because I can see worlds in that game getting super fucked
Oh yeah.
beyond repair. So
absolutely.
So we'll see. And apparently, part of the thing is that you. So one, perks are cards that you can get, and you.
I'm out.
They said there are
To-
way more cards than there. Yeah, not like Gears of War cards, but there are way more perks than there were in the regular
Yeah.
games. But that you can't. You have a limited number of slots, so you have to sort of decide. Okay, I'm gonna equip these things, and those can be keyed to like roles and things for how you play and so on. And then like if you group up, you can apparently share them in some way. I don't know. Also, you will supposedly be acquiring some piece of loot. I think they're launch codes. But when you achieve enough of them, you can launch nukes, and then that will radiate some portion of the map and like level up the monsters and stuff, and then you can fight higher level ones for better loot. Although that decays.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
kinda
that's what I said. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sort of all of those things kind of talk around. I was like,
Yeah.
well, maybe there'll be some interesting stuff here. So we'll
I
have to see.
yeah, Fallout 4 was okay. I thought like I
I
didn't
like
love
Fallout
it,
4 a lot.
but it had stuff in it that I really. But like the stuff that I really liked in Fallout 4 was like things that had
Like a-
carried
like a
over
robot
more
private eye.
from more from like New Vegas. Like it had
Yeah.
better writing and better followers, and I don't know
Yeah.
that any of that stuff will be in Fallout.
There
76,
will be no
so
followers. There
They've already said that.
are no NPCs.
Oh, yeah. See, that's kind
that
of.
are- Yeah, that's.
I like poking around in those worlds and finding that stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Like that's
like
why Fallout
wandering around
New
on the
Vegas is
map
my
and
favorite of those
going
games.
Going into some corner and being like,
Yeah,
"Holy shit! This building is like the Dunwich Horror,"
yeah,
and it's not even like a named place on your map.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
It's a
They
ways
also,
off, right?
yeah.
That's
No,
a-
it's this year, I think.
Is it this
November.
Yeah.
year? Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, I thought
That's
it was
part of
November
why it
2019.
was like-
they're
Oh,
supposed
shit.
to have a beta for it soon too.
Yeah, Bethesda has been
Okay,
uh,
let's get in the beta and check that out then.
getting much more closed mouth about stuff until it's basically about to come out.
Yeah, except for
I prefer
Elder
that.
Scrolls.
except for
I mean, they'll
Starfield
announce
and
there's a
Elder
thing,
Scrolls.
but they don't give you much in the way of details. Hey, we're working on Elder Scrolls 6.
Hey, can you
Okay,
believe
good.
that they're going to make another Elder Scrolls game?
They're making
I
two
know
of
they
them.
can.
I thought they were just going to keep selling Skyrim over and over again.
I
That
mean,
was-
they ported it to everything. It just,
They
Now your
ported it to your
refrigerator
fridge.
and your-
yeah,
The best thing
my-
about that is it actually exists, the Alexa thing. If you go on
Does it?
Amazon, you can
It
actually get
apparently
it.
does exist. Yeah, yeah. Which is kind of
That's
funny.
good. That's very good.
Yeah, and they announced Starfield, but that's all. That's
But
where
we don't
we're at.
even. Is there even any like a hint of what the hell Starfield even is?
I think the way the order that they announced them in made it seem like Starfield was closer to being something than Elder Scrolls 6, but I guess we'll find out.
But we don't know what that thing is.
Yeah, I feel like I've
It's a
heard that,
sci-fi
like,
RPG.
Starfield
It's a
is-
sci-fi, sci-fi RPG that has nothing to do with any other RPGs as far as I
Yeah.
know.
It's good. They could use another setting.
Yep, they
Because
totally could.
I like Fallout quite a bit, and I like the Elder Scrolls stuff, like Tamriel or whatever. But
Yeah, but
It's time-
another one is good. I don't need
Yep.
them to just alternate between those two.
absolutely.
Do something else. That's fine.
And then I guess
And
Microsoft
Mass
is the
Effect doesn't
last
exist
one.
anymore, so we
There was
might
like
as well
that-
get somebody else doing a
Fuck.
sci-fi RPG.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys didn't really like the last Mass Effect?
I never
I heard everybody liked it.
didn't play it. I took Mike's word.
Mike-
for it. Brad Shoemaker and
Mike
Mike
said he kind of liked it.
Canary in the Coal Mines for those two things. I guess there was a PC show that had like the two Yakuza re-releases
Yeah.
are coming.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Jump.
Yeah, I
I'm
would love
really excited to
one of
play
those.
Yakuza on a PC, and I'm also really excited for the mods. Because I heard today that the first mod somebody wants to make is putting the cool S on Kiryu's back instead of the Yakuza tattoos.
Okay, whatever. People are gonna
Why,
do
why doesn't he put a baby on him?
You can. Possibilities are endless.
I'm actually of the Yakuza related things I heard. I'm most interested in their Fist of the North Star game that
Yeah.
Sega is putting out because it's
Okay.
apparently like a good Fist of the North Star game, allegedly.
So
Supposedly.
apparently they're uncensoring the North American version.
Meaning
What does that mean?
So in the Japanese version, I guess they deemed it too violent. So when like you punch somebody's head, they just explode into black goop. And apparently they're adding the blood and all that shit back in for the North American version.
Well, it wouldn't be Fist of the North Star
No,
without
it
it.
wouldn't.
If I can't and watch somebody's head explode, then what's the point? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything. Like, I know that Yakuza is a franchise that has like 8 entries or something now, or 7 entries, and I've never played any of them.
They're
So,
real good.
Yeah.
what else? Did we talk about
Wolfenstein Youngblood?
Wolfenstein? Yeah, Wolfenstein co-op Wolfenstein.
Okay.
That sounds like fun. In the 80s. Alternate future 80s. Or alternate past, alternate history 80s. It looks like there's a lot
You're
less
playing as
day-glow neon.
BJ's
and,
twin daughters.
Yeah, much less...
Searching for your missing father in Paris.
Yeah,
There you go.
and killing Nazis.
Yeah, I guess, and Microsoft, I guess.
Well, wait, where was... Did
Hmm.
Sony show Cyberpunk, or did that happen to
Microsoft.
Microsoft. That's why I was saving Microsoft for last.
Because you want to talk about Cyberpunk?
Yeah, kind of. Actually, Microsoft had the most stuff that I was interested in.
Just none of it's exclusive to Microsoft's
Nope.
console.
Well, I mean, most of it's coming to PC. The fact that they're
Well, it's all
showing it
coming
means
to
that it will
PC,
also
right?
be on PC, which is the thing I care about because
Yep.
I'm not going to buy either of those boxes.
Right.
Right.
So there was the new From Software game, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, which I don't know what that is, but a new third
But
person
you're in for From.
from like I'm all about that.
Well, what about the new old From Software game that Devolver Digital is re-releasing?
I don't care about that.
I'm-
Wolf Chaos.
Yeah, Metal Wolf Chaos. I'm all in on that.
Okay. Have you ever played it? Is there anything
I-
to it other than the silly premise or?
Apparently it's from some of the people who also did some of the Armored Core games, so like it's a pretty competent mech action game from what I understand.
Okay.
I feel like we talked to Roy Barnhold about it a long time
I
ago.
think so. Yeah.
He did that. He did that
A long time ago.
unknown Xbox
Mhm.
issue of Scroll.
Yeah. So I don't know what that is just yet, but I'm all about it. I'm into whatever.
Yeah, that looked pretty. I was surprised because I missed the very beginning of that trailer. So then when I saw it was From Software, I was like, that looked a lot more like actiony, like a lot closer to Bayonetta than Dark Souls, like
Mhm.
for a From Software game. But,
Yeah,
but
the
I'm
pace was
definitely
a lot
interested.
faster.
Yeah,
But I mean,
interested.
Bloodborne had a very different pace than.
But not like
this.
this game.
No.
Not like this game.
No. But I mean, it's not from. I don't think it's not made by the guy that was at the head of the Dark Souls games. So, what else? So there's that. There's
Devil May Cry 5.
Devil May Cry 5, which I'm into that. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. I'd be way more interested if it was DMC 2 instead of Devil May Cry 5. But
Yeah.
I'm also confused about if that's supposed to be both. If that guy's supposed to be Nero, or
It's
if
the
they're
guy
supposed to be both
from-
Dantes.
It's the guy from 4. The main
it?
character.
That's Nero.
Yeah.
yeah.
But he looks less like he looked
Yeah.
in 4 and more like the DMC
Uh-huh.
Dante, which is
Yeah, he
what
did.
was confusing.
Well, they gotta do
Yeah.
something with that model.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. DMC was great. DMC Devil May Cry 4 is not a good game because the level design is terrible and the writing is fucking not even. It's bad, not in a fun way. But like the engine, the gameplay part of that game was really fantastic. So I don't know. I'll be in to at least see what a new Devil May Cry game is
Yeah,
all about.
Same.
I
mean,
for my
also
part,
Ninja Theory couldn't make another game for Capcom because Microsoft bought them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like, huh. That's a thing.
yeah. I mean, that's a good. They make good video games.
Can I just mention
Yeah.
how weird that fucking was during the press conference too? Of like, cheer for us, we bought out companies.
Yeah, they bought the people that make State of Decay. They bought Compulsion that makes We Happy Few. They bought
We have a lot of money.
Ninja Theory
Yeah.
and somebody else.
I mean,
There were
Microsoft.
two more. There were two
needs-
others.
They need more.
They need
they
people to
definitely
make
need
some
more.
video games for their box.
Yeah.
And I want them to make good video games because I have a PC and everything comes out on PC these days. So
Right.
that's
Gears 5.
Gears 5. I'm
So-
like 2019, 3 years after the last one. I'm ready. I'll put whatever 100 hours in the multiplayer and play through the campaign once or twice.
How much time are you going to spend with Gears Funko Pop, though?
I'm not gonna play that at all. But you know that Gears
Mobile
tactics
strategy?
thing that looked kind of like XCOM, like that has potential
What?
to be pretty cool. Did you
What?
not see that?
I didn't
Yeah,
hear
they're
about
they're making a Gears that looks
That
like
was
XCOM.
one of the
kind
3 Gears games, yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
and then
Uh,
there's that-
All I heard about was the Funko Pop thing. I didn't think it was a separate real
Those
Gears.
are tactics.
Those-
yeah,
I saw
or a
somebody on
tactics thing.
Twitter say
Oh,
something
yeah,
about
Gears-
that.
So the Gears 5 trailer, though, I was just like utterly baffled because it's like this
What's you didn't play Gears
teary.
4?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
You're
does matter.
completely lost, man.
They're
Right,
they're
I'm
trying
telling
to.
you it matters because
they're-
Gears 4 ended on that cliffhanger that revealed some things that trailer talked about.
Is this
Yeah.
the one with Coltrane in it?
Right, but what I'm saying is this is a
It's
game
only
that's
partial
principally about like chainsawing monsters in half, and this whole trailer was like, "Isn't it sad that this thing happened to this person?" And I'm like, I don't
It's
give
about
a fuck.
walking with your
about
finger in
that.
your ear.
You've never played a Gears game to completion, but that's kind of how they are.
No, I've never played a Gears game, but I get
Look,
that that's how
man,
they are.
you
But
don't
how
play
why would you
Gears-
try to
Gears 3.
sell it that way? Why would
Right.
you try to sell it?
Have you
It's
seen
like-
the trailer for Gears of War 1? That's how they've always sold that series.
Is it Gears 3 that's Dom's wife
Uh-huh.
saga?
Uh-huh.
Is that 3 or 2?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
3. That's 3.
Yeah.
Where she's
Why
in
are there
the-
2 Phoenixes now? Also, I was
don't know.
confused.
No, the
'Cause
one's
they
the
rise
one's
again.
JD and one's Marcus.
Right.
So
One's
the
his son,
son
Marcus
was
is
the
okay.
lead in Gears of War 4.
Okay.
The bald-headed
And
one.
Marcus is old and crotchety
Yeah,
instead of young.
And apparently Dave Bautista wants to play him in a movie,
I'd
apparently.
be good. That's
which seems
fine.
like the very obvious casting choice anyway.
Yeah,
let's
it's
do
a
it.
little on the nose.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about the plot of Gears of War, but if they just put
Nope.
one of those out every 3 years and the multiplayer is good and they
Yep.
make some interesting new maps and the horde mode is fun and the
Yep.
campaign is
Then
well
I'm good.
designed, then yeah, like I'm all about that. That's
I'm
the-
in. Here's
Yeah,
my money.
I mean, whatever. I'm sure I'll play Horde mode with you guys like a year after it comes out.
yeah,
Yeah.
on the
Um,
Xbox Game Pass thing. And then I'm interested in like Gears would translate very well into an XCOM like tactics game. And if they
Yeah.
make a good one of those, like I'll buy that and play it for sure because there's a lot of character classes and weapons and enemy types and stuff that would translate just perfectly into an
Yeah,
XCOM.
totally.
What else? I mean, they talked about Cyberpunk. That's the
Well,
thing.
so there's one more thing before we get to Cyberpunk.
Gears of War Funko Pops again.
Yeah, Gears of War Funko
The one
Pops.
thing I'm worried about that is if that does sell,
Uh-huh.
that opens the door for it to become the new Lego games.
Every-
I said that too.
Why did you say that? Nintendo, Zelda, Mario. How about all Funko Pop Melee Smash Brothers thing that is on
They
mobile?
should make that Melee HD.
Ugh.
I mean, what does Ridley look like in Funko Pop form? That's the question.
Funko Pops are so ugly. You know, there are some fads and things that I understand, like they make sense, not whether I'm into them or not. But the Funko Pop thing, I just do not. I don't understand it at all.
They were sort of charming at the beginning.
No, they're not. They're ugly. They've always been ugly. They're not even like when Beanie Babies were really popular or whatever. Like, oh, okay, it's a cute little stuffed animal thing. I get it. I don't want one, but I understand why somebody would. But I don't understand Funko Pops at all. When I first
Yeah.
saw them, I thought they
They
were
don't
like
do it anymore.
bothey're or something, but they don't.
Right.
Right.
They don't
Yeah,
do
they
anything.
don't do
They're
anything.
ugly.
Well, some of them, I think they do. Some of them bobble.
Okay.
They make bobbleheads, but
Great.
that's
exciting.
that's
By
not
default,
the
that's
that's
not
the.
that,
by
yeah.
Why are we
default,
talking
it's not
about
the
this?
case.
Okay, so the second
Because
biggest,
Oh,
the second most interesting thing at Microsoft.
There's a Cuphead DLC,
Well, Cuphead DLC. Oh, I forgot
Oh,
about
yeah,
that.
fuck,
Cuphead
Cuphead
DLC.
DLC.
Yeah, that's not
Fuck
even on
yeah.
this list.
which
Mhm.
But yeah,
points
fuck
to
yes.
them for naming it such that it abbreviates to DLC.
Yeah. You know what? I'll play the shit out of some new Cuphead bosses.
Fuck yeah.
What?
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
mhm.
You? I thought you hated Cuphead.
So how likely is it that it's delayed?
Guaranteed, it's already been delayed at least.
Yeah.
They just announced it yesterday and it's already coming out in 2020.
So what? An interesting thing from my perspective that I don't know if most people care about, but Dying Light 2, is the head writer on that is going to be Chris Avalon,
I did see that.
who's the guy
That's
that
interesting,
did
yeah.
Fallout New Vegas and Fallout
Yeah.
2
And
and
a bunch of
Neverwinter Nights
Black-
2 and
yeah.
Alpha Protocol and fucking Planescape Torment, and those are most of the best written video games of all time. So it'll be interesting to see, like, if somebody can do something interesting in a zombie apocalypse game, it's Chris Avalon. And
I just
I'll be
those survival
curious to
games
see.
feel like a chore.
Well, so that
to me.
game, I have not. Kurt and I both bought Dying Light, and we intend to play it co-op at some
We
point.
do, yeah.
But like that game has a bunch
Eventually.
of parkour stuff in it, like
Yep.
Mirror's Edge style, like a lot of movement and kinematics things that makes it seem very interesting. And it's definitely not. It is not like a survival game in the way that Rust is a survival game. It's
Right.
it's quite a bit
Yeah.
different than that. It's more of an action thing with, like I said, with like parkour, like climbing up and running up buildings.
Yeah, and
stuff.
it's, you run around and like meet survivors and then,
yeah.
retrieve them, and there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah. So I want to. That made me want to play Dying Light 1, so I have an idea of what I'm in for. But
Yeah.
if you attach Chris Avalon's name to a video game, then I'm going to be interested in checking it out, especially because he's been mostly putting out super long, super in-depth.
Yeah, he's been working on like
Yeah, like a lot of classic old school
Pillars of
PC
Eternity
RPG
and
stuff,
stuff like that,
which
yeah.
Pillars of Eternity was fine, but I have a hard time committing to one of those games at this point, but something that's a little bit more action oriented appeals to me. So I have hopes that will be good. And then the final thing was Cyberpunk 2077, which I want to play that game. Can I play it now? Do I have to wait?
you
Do
apparently
I have to wait like 4 years until that comes out? I wish
They
that
didn't say when it was coming, right? They just
No,
said,
but
yeah, here's a trailer.
It's when it's
It
done.
exists still.
Is their phrasing.
What was
Yeah,
it?
well, I mean-
When it's done.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they were with
That's
The Witcher
fine.
3, and
Yeah.
but man,
And they
it
made
was-
enough money off The Witcher 3, I suspect, that they can really mean it this
Right,
time.
but I mean that was the thing with The Witcher 3 is that like that was the reveal trailer came out like 4 years before, or not the reveal trailer, but like the first trailers of E3 were out like 3 or 4 years before the game came out, and then there was like they would show it behind closed doors at E3 like every year.
Apparently they
for
did that with Cyberpunk
several
this year
years.
too.
Were people playing it?
Yeah.
Or oh, were they? Okay. Oh, maybe it's only a couple of years away. Anyway, I don't know. I'm really excited for Cyberpunk 2077. Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, and Witcher 2 is also fucking great. And I love the style of games that those people make, and like that setting with that style of RPG is gonna be fucking.
I've never played a Witcher game, but Jason Schreier of Kotaku today said he played Cyberpunk and described it as Deus Ex with better shooting. And I was like, okay, I'm in. Like, I mean, I was probably in it. I was gonna at least play it anyways. 'Cause I
Really?
liked
So the
it.
shooting was good.
That's what he said.
That's surprising.
Apparently
because-
it's a first-person shooter.
Mhm.
Oh.
It's a first-person shooter with like third-person GTA segments.
Okay. I don't know. I really haven't. I didn't have a chance to read about it. I just watched the trailers that they were showing, but man, I I usually don't. And I will be reserved until it comes out. But my hope, like what I hope that game is, could be one of my favorite games of all time. So we'll see. But it looks good. They still need to give Perturbator a bunch of money to do the soundtrack.
I totally do.
They have fucked up so hard by not doing that for these trailers. But yeah, that's E3. I don't know. There's some video games that are coming out, and some of them look pretty good. I don't know. That's how
Yeah.
I always feel about E3.
Everyone's in Smash Brothers. All the
Try not to
games.
get too,
I'm waiting for my check.
So Witcher's in Smash Brothers. Kingdom Hearts is in Smash Brothers. Cyberpunk's in Smash Brothers. Marcus Phoenix.
Chris Avalon is in
Yep,
Smash
Chris
Brothers.
Avalon is directing Smash Brothers. He's in it too.
Dave Bautista is in
Yep,
Smash
Dave
Brothers.
Batista wants to
Yeah.
play Mario. They haven't gotten back to him yet or not.
He wants
You
to
know, all
play
this-
Smash
all
Brothers on
this-
Smash Brothers.
CM Punk is in Smash Brothers.
Yep.
CM Punk. Oh no, he's not a very good fighter. If you watched last Saturday,
Did he get
Turns
crushed
out.
again?
I think he went. I think I heard that he went the distance, but he still like lost and got
Okay.
beaten pretty bad. Like he didn't get knocked the fuck out, but he did not
Yeah.
win.
So he's low tier
Um,
in Smash Brothers.
So yeah,
I'm not.
I mean, the things that like I said at the beginning of this stream, like there were some things that I'm very excited about, like Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see what happens with Devil May Cry 5, Cyberpunk. But there's just a bunch of stuff that people talked about that I was just like, I do not care about this in the slightest.
Yeah, I mean that's
I
how
mean,
it should
that's
be,
true
though, right?
every year for me.
Right. That's how,
There's
that's
stuff
how it
that
should
people they're just like, oh my god. I'm like, nah.
be. Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that you're into it, but meh.
Ooh.
Whatever.
My signal says John Claude Van Damme is Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh
Split
man.
kicks.
Fuck yeah, you can do
Yeah.
the splits.
Shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't. Not everything at E3 should appeal to everyone.
No, I
Yeah.
guess I also feel like there wasn't a lot of middle ground for me this year. Like there wasn't stuff where I'm like, oh, that looks like interesting, and I'll check it out. Like it was
Yeah.
either like I'm really into this, or like I just don't give a fuck.
I just
Yeah.
felt
And
like there
also, I
was.
wanted to know like when the new No More Heroes is coming out, and I kind of wanted to know more about the Nintendo Online service. Like,
Well,
this
fuck
seems
you,
like it
man.
would've
You gotta
been-
wait for the
yeah.
next Nintendo
I
Direct.
think they pretty
Yeah,
much
no.
announced everything for the online service.
They didn't announce anything for the online.
It's
They're
$20
like, it's
a
$20
year.
and you'll get
Yeah, the
some
family
games.
thing, and that's
One
all
of
they're
them
gonna
is
say.
Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
I think that's pretty much all there is to
Did you know Dr. Mario's in Smash Brothers?
I did know that. As a matter.
Everyone's here.
Yeah, I don't know,
Also,
man.
yeah. Also, Dr. Sonic.
Sonic Spinball.
Also,
Just the spinball, not Sonic
Yep.
himself.
it's the pinball flipper in Smash Brothers.
The long piece from Tetris.
Yep.
From Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, can we talk about
It
the
was
division?
gonna be in, but he wants too much money.
Mr.
Can
Doom.
we can we talk for a second about the hype reel they played for the Division 2 with the terrible fucking acted?
I loved that. It was so good.
Oh
It
god.
was so good.
that's every
it was so
E3.
terrible and good and dumb and perfect, and I loved it. I hope the Division 2 is like a slightly. It has to be like 20% better than Division 1, and then I'm gonna force some people to play that with me because I played the beta of the Division and liked it, like not quite enough to buy it, but enough that I wanted to.
I kind of
want
wanted
buy
to
it.
play the first one. I just didn't have a computer at the time, and then I heard
Yeah.
bad things about it.
No, it was good. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was like
Boring.
no, it was fine. It was just like you can run around and shoot some guys. and
I
get
just
some
like
loot.
games
It's
where you
totally
get to run
fine.
around New York. And
Yeah. Well, next time Division's on sale for cheap, we should pick it up and
Maybe.
play it because I liked it enough to pay like $5 or $10 for it. You can get a puffy coat.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Ubisoft marketing for the game.
Yeah, I don't know. There's video games coming out. They're still making them. It turns out it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have a lot more to say about
No.
E3 nonsense.
Mm.
I think I said I talked enough about Resident Evil 2,
Put everything on PC so I can pick and choose what I want to play.
and make sure the PC ports aren't like
Forza
awful.
Horizon 4.
Yeah,
All I heard was that it exists.
Oh, they bought. That's another
developer.
developer they bought. They bought those people.
Yeah,
Playground Games.
I know you like.
did they not
Horizon
own
3.
those already?
No,
Yeah,
they were-
Horizon 3
No,
was
they.
fun. You know, I
they did
never
not
was
own them
able to
already.
buy that Lego DLC for that, and I never did.
You
but
mean
that
Hot
looked
Wheels?
cool. Yeah, or Hot Wheels. Sorry, not Lego.
Where's
yeah.
the Funko Pops?
That looked cool.
Funko Pop Forza.
Yeah.
There
The
was
third
that,
one is super good. So. I'm
well,
for the
who-
third one.
Did you guys see that? There was that game that looked like Zelda, but it was a fox.
Tunic.
Yeah, that
Tunic.
was cute.
Oh,
I don't
cute.
know what that was. I don't forget what that was on, but that looked cute.
It's on.
It was
everything,
announced for
maybe?
Microsoft, so it's definitely going to be on PC.
See, yeah. That's good.
Um,
I was hoping to see some more from Below, which is the
they
That
showed
was-
like 5 seconds of it during
Yeah.
like a hype reel on Microsoft's thing.
that's supposed to be out soon, maybe this year. So I was kind of hoping there would be some stuff about it at E3 this year, but it seems like not so much.
I'm just trying to
but
ignore
Kurt,
the
Forza-
fact about that until it comes out or doesn't.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon has seasons, and it takes place in England.
I heard the
Okay.
England part.
Not England, but like all of that.
To let
island.
people know there were seasons, they dropped
Oh,
leaves
can you go
on
to
them.
Scotland? Oh, that's right. You can go to because they were talking about
Yeah.
someone was in
I think they
Glasgow,
said. I think they said Britain, but not.
but not Northern Ireland.
Yeah, but not Ireland. So.
No amphibious craft.
No,
yeah,
no powerful Mach 5. That's DLC.
that seems like a fun place to run
You
around.
mean powerful Mach 5?
Hopefully there's some good like the last one was set in Australia and there was some fucking good ass accents going on in that. So hopefully this also.
Right.
Yeah.
Good
absolutely.
accents, mate.
It was just like a lot of them were not much better than that, which is
Yep.
why they were
I'm
so.
not even trying, and that's some of them weren't that good.
All right.
Something Bobby.
Why Signally says Star Fox Adventures? Question mark. Is that
Never.
Was that a thing?
something somebody
Was it
talked
Star
about?
Fox Adventures
no,
2?
no, that is not
They-
mercifully not happening.
A remake of the original or something?
Oh.
Or an update?
I am tentatively excited about a new Battletoads, but I have to actually see what the fucking game looks
Oh.
like before I will commit to actually
You
doing
want to
it.
feel exactly how much of a kick in the balls it is before you commit?
Right. I want to know if it's more Battletoads Arcade or Battletoads NES, because like one of those things is fun and one of those things is getting stepped on in the nuts over and over again.
Let's be honest. Neither of those things is that much fun.
No, Battletoads Arcade is a perfectly cromulent arcade beat 'em up. Like,
Right. Yeah, it's a solid C plus, whereas the Nintendo one is like a C minus.
A C minus plus getting kicked in the nuts. Like once you get to
Yes.
the first two levels in Nintendo Battletoads are fun. After that, fuck that game.
You get to do that
Uh,
second person boss fight.
Yeah, that's in the first level.
Yeah,
I
it's
just said
awesome.
the first two levels are fun. I just said that. I'm not disagreeing.
How do you feel about
Why
the
Signal
Super
says he was
Nintendo?
relating to the Zelda game with Fox. No, this is a
Yeah.
fun Zelda game looking game with a fox. As opposed to a fucking torturous one where you have to collect 8 million different shades of knick-knack.
Uh-huh.
Knack is in Star Fox.
No, Knack is in
Knack is in
Smash.
Smash
Knack is in
Brothers.
That's right. Also, Mark Cerny is in Smash Bros.
Everyone's in Smash.
And the marble from his first game.
Yeah, there you go.
The
And
Marvel
Bentley
for
Bear.
Marble Madness.
Bentley Bear.
Yeah, actually, not the marble. It's the tube thing that's your marble. That's the one that's in it.
There you go. I guess people are upset that
Look, of course people are upset.
that Waluigi is an assist trophy. It is
Good,
not
fuck
actually in the game.
Everyone but him.
Why? Look, man, how about Rhythm Heaven Fever on Switch? How about like there's
Yeah. I
Nintendo
get
put out
that.
some fucking video games for your system.
Is that true?
Oh
Rubba
man,
Dubba Dub, is that
no,
true?
It's not true. but I wish it
Dibba
was.
dibba dibba?
I will say that they didn't talk about it at all, which is weird because it's coming out soon. But I'm very much into. I'm gonna get WarioWare, whatever the fuck it's called for
Oh, for
3DS.
3DS.
I'm into
Yeah, hopefully
that.
that's good. I'm gonna wait and see on that, but wish it was coming out on Switch.
You do have a 3DS, though, right?
I do, but I don't want to play some stuff on my Switch, man.
Switch.
Not much going on there these days.
Yeah, they're waiting. Some sort of Splatoon DLC or something.
Today.
Yeah. Fortnite.
Yeah, that just came out. Fortnite, except if you've been playing on PlayStation and want to play on your Switch, hope you're getting psyched to open a new account and start over from scratch.
Your new account can get hacked also. That'll be fun. I get a message since that night we played Fortnite that one time, Kurt. I get a message almost every other day that my account is being hacked, which is hilarious because there's literally nothing on that account
I'm
except
not
for
getting that.
45 minutes that we played Fortnite that one time.
That's pretty funny.
I don't own any items or anything.
My buddy that I visited in LA over Memorial Day weekend,
Mhm.
he said he played Fortnite for about 15 minutes because he works at a video game studio,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Well, this is all the kids are playing this. I should
You have
play
to
this."
know.
And he played, and he immediately got like griefed the fuck all over the place, where they like a bunch of kids just walled him into some tiny area, and he had to fight his way out.
Of course.
And he was just like, "Fuck this game." He said, "I've never quit something so fast."
Sounds like fun.
My biggest gripe with gaming
Yeah.
right now is that all the lazy like animators are going with the Fortnite style now. For all games. Specifically that Star Fox one that Ubisoft's doing.
Yeah.
It feels like the Family Guy of video games at this point.
Is it that unfunny or?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I don't know. I think we can probably shut it down for this week. Maybe there'll be more stuff that comes out of.
Ridley's in Smash
E3.
Brothers. Coffee's fighting
Yeah.
Ridley, who's in
Yeah.
Smash
Yeah.
Brothers.
I got lost for a second.
That
I'm
was
glad
the
no one
one-
watched it.
That's the one big thing at the Nintendo press conference. I'm
I
not
can't believe
surprised
you're not
they
done with
didn't
this
say
game
anything.
yet. God,
I got lost. I haven't played this game in a while.
that's just
Nintendo
fucking
does
sad.
their own shit, so I'm sure that there'll be something at the next.
Right. There'll be
Direct.
another.
It'll
direct
probably
in
be Animal
3 months
Crossing,
or
and then I'll be
whatever.
bummed because I hate those games.
There'll be Animal
Same.
Crossing right before Pokemon comes out.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh yeah,
They always do.
they showed more of that Pokemon.
what I need is a new Pokemon Snap.
What did we learn today? We learned that Joe should play PsyOps for PlayStation 2.
Apparently.
PsyOps, the Mindgate conspiracy.
Hmm. I'll look into that.
Classic.
Oh, and Microsoft showed more of Crackdown 3, which still looks like Crackdown, and I guess I'm still tentatively excited for it.
And then
Even
delayed
though
for next year.
Crackdown 2, right? Even though Crackdown 2 was a pile of balls.
Right.
Yep.
You didn't
Hopefully
like
they
Crackdown
delayed
2, and
so-
also they keep delaying that game, which
Well,
is
hopefully
a
they're
huge
delaying
red
it because
flag.
they want it to be better than Crackdown 2. Right?
Right. Well, the fact that it keeps getting delayed is an indication that there's some problems happening. But hopefully, yeah, hopefully it's enough time that they can fix the problems. Yeah, I was surprised to see that. You wouldn't think that they would even mention it at this point until there's something significant to show.
Well, they gave a release date, so.
Should be using a controller, Coffee. What the fuck
I
are you
know.
doing, man?
Yeah, Jesus.
Ridley's
Christ.
a
Sorry.
chump.
I'm sorry.
You died, you scrub.
I know.
You
I
got
mean, I
That's a
died
good-
fighting that guy, but
he
That's
smashed
good,
you out of the
Scrub.
He
arena.
did. He beat. That's why he's in Smash Brothers. Samus is dead. Ridley's in Smash Brothers.
He murdered Mega Man, and now
Yeah.
he's going to murder Samus. So.
No.
sad.
That's all right. Mega Man's a robot. Who cares? All right, that's it.
Yeah, shut it down. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye.